What's up? What's up? What's up? Okay, all my DJs, inspiring DJs, new DJs, up and coming DJs. I want you to sit back and listen to this because this one is especially for you. Now, we all know the fundamentals of DJing are beat matching, blends, and transitions. Now, if you've been crawling on the rock, you should know that if you're trying to be a DJ, you know that those are the three most major tools you have to learn as a DJ. And these tools takes a great deal of practice. Practice, practice, practice. So what we're going to do here today, I'm going to show you the way I learned those three fundamentals: beat matching, blends, and transitions. And we're also going to do some demonstration on what you should be listening to in those three aspects by using, of course, my favorite controller, the DDJ 800 by, of course, Pioneer DJ. So strap it up, get ready, because this one's going to be a good one. Okay, for those out there who don't know me, I'm Househeadspeakz. I happen to be a DJ. I've been DJing since 2017. So I kind of know a little, well, a good number of things regarding these three aspects. So what I'm going to do here is we're just going to get into it. And the first one we're going to start on is beat matching. So let's get into it. Okay, before we start, sorry about the little pause, but before we start, I'm gonna explain a little bit how this is gonna go. First, I'm going to use these as two parts. The first part, I'm gonna pretty much give you a little explanation on on the three aspects that we're gonna be discussing here today. And then the second part, we're gonna actually do a demo on this controller so you can listen and understand those three aspects and how you should go by when you're about to get ready to do your thing. So we're going to start with beat matching. Now, I'm going to read off here on my little script the process of beat matching. And it says beat matching is the process of aligning the beats of two tracks so they can play in sync. This is important because it allows you to smoothly transition from one track to the other without disrupting the flow of the music. Now, now the way it should be done is you should listen to the beat from the first track that's playing, and then you're going to adjust the BPM, which is beats per minute, the same for the second track, the same as the first track. And then you're going to do your adjustments, your jobos, and things of that nature. And then you're going to bring that on in. Now, for the demo that's coming up, we're just going to play we're going to play one track, but we're gonna play the two tracks at the same time so you can listen how it should be in time and sync. And I think that's the best way you will know what you're expecting when it comes to beat matching two tracks. So let's get on with the demo. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna adjust my screen so you can see the DDJ 800 so you can actually see what's going on here. Now, I'm going to be playing a track called "A Place Where We Can All Be Free." It's a Louis Vega track the you won't I won't play all of it because I want to make sure I don't have to worry about the copyright scenario. But I'm gonna play enough so you can listen and know what I'm talking about. So what I did was I have both tracks on the first the first the first here I have it on track A and track B. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play them both simultaneously so you can actually listen to what I'm talking about when it comes to beach magic. Here we go. Now, did you hear that? That means what you should have been hearing is these both tracks are in time and beat. Now, if you want to know more about beats, bar, and phrases when it comes to beat ratcheting, I'm going to post a great video by a DJ from the Netherlands. His name is TM, yeah, TML, and I'm gonna post it right on the description, so you'll have all that information. I'm also gonna post his explanation on Beatmatching as well. Even though he's a hip hop DJ, I think he really breaks it down. So what I'm just gonna do is I'm just giving you a little take on it. Now I'm also going to show you how a track will sound if it's not on beat. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the second track here and I'm going to slightly change the BPM. Okay. Now I just changed the BPM slightly. I didn't do that much, but I just played slightly. Now I want you to listen to it when I did it. Now you heard that? That is called train wrecking. That is something that a DJ do not want to hear. That means that one of the tracks is off as far as the BPM and it's off time and it's off beat. And you definitely don't want to do that. Now, I'm going to play this again. And as I plan, I'm going to make my adjustments so I can get these two tracks back on time and back on beat. Watch. You see how I did that? What I did was I took the second track. First, I moved the tempo back to the correct BPM on the first, that it should be the same as the first one. Then I used the toggle to adjust so you can, and then as you can hear when I was adjusting, you was listening to how the uh the beats was slowly matching, that train wreck was leaving until you don't hear it no more, and then you just hear just that one sync, that the two tracks that sync in time and beat. That's what beat matching is. You have to make sure that your tracks are in time and in beat. Now we're gonna be off to the next segment. Talk about blending. Now, of course, we talked about beat matching. Now we're talking about blending. Now, this is a different concept than beat matching. Now, I'm gonna go back to my little cheat sheet to give you a little take on what I mean when I talk about blends. Then when it reads, blends are when you mix two tracks together for an extended period. This allows you to create a seamless transition between the two tracks. Now, the way they saying how you're supposed to do it is you find the two tracks with a similar BPM and keys. That's not necessarily true. Now, the BPMs, yes, you got to make sure that both tracks have the same BPM. Now, as far as keys concerned, if you've been doing this for a long period of time, you you can listen to a certain track and you can say, okay, that track has that nice sound and it probably will blend well with the first track and you can use it that way. So the way I'm going to show you the way it also says start with the first track and slowly bring the second track using the EQ. Well, I'm going to show you how I do it. Also, use the EQ to gradually fade out the first track while bringing in the second track, which that's true. Once the second track is fully in, adjust the EQ to create a balanced mix. What that means is that what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring in that first track. When you bring in that first track, you're gonna take the low, and I'll give you a demo. You're gonna take the low, your low end of the EQ, and you can do that two ways. You can even move it to 9 o'clock, or you can just do a straight kill. It depends on how you want to do it. I'm gonna show you both ways. I'm gonna show you how it will sound if you move it to 9 o'clock, and also how it sound if you want to do a straight kill. So, without further ado, we're gonna get to the demo. Now I'm gonna show you what we're talking about when it comes to blends. First, I'm gonna start out with the track two by Paradise Garage. It's one of my favorite new disco tracks that I love playing. And then I'm going to blend it in with Craig Bird's version of Mainline. If you don't know who Craig Bird is, if you don't know who Craig Bug is, excuse my French, he's a Chicago DJ, and I love a good number of his edits. So make sure you check him out. Anyway, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna play the first track, and then after we're gonna play the first track, we're going to give it some time. I will let you, you're gonna listen to how I bring in the second track, and then how I make sure it gets blended in. So without further ado, let's rock it out. You gotta love this. I love this track. I already let that first verse. I already allowed the first verse to come in. Now I'm about to get ready to bring the second track in. I did was I brought in the second track, and I waited to a certain before a certain change in the beat before I brought the certain track in. Now, of course, you didn't hear it come in until I probably reached around about the fifth or sixth tick on the upfaders, and then you heard the track. But then once I let the low EQ hit that at 9 o'clock, then you should be able to have heard both tracks. Now, that's how you can do it when you have the low EQ at 9 o'clock. Now I'm going to show you how to do it when you have the EQ at a certain at a full kill, but it has to be the EQ on this track that I'm about to play. So we're going to do this again. So here we go. Gotta love this track, man. I love this track. For those who's looking for tracks to purchase, I usually use Track Source and Beatport. I'll put the sites on the description box on the description down below as well. And that's how you do it. That's how you're supposed to blend in your track. It has to sound like it's one track. That's why it's important to practice so your ears can get accustomed to the different tracks. And also, not only that you must practice, what I always tell DJs, listen to every music you purchase. The moment you purchase that music, you listen to it because you want to know where the intro starts, where the first beat comes, where that first verse comes, where that breakdown comes, where the next beat comes, because it determines where you're going to bring in your second track. So, hope everybody got that point. Now, on to the next one. Now we're going to get to the third and the last part of this segment is transitions. All transitions is, as far as in DJing language, is you just transferring one track to the next track. Now, what the way they have this, I got my little script here. They says transitions are like blends, but involve more drastic changes. Okay, some of the techniques they're saying is, but it's either cut, drop, or spin back. I don't cut, I don't drop, I don't spin back. There's a good number of DJs that do that. I don't do that. When I do my transitions, I do my transitions in different ways as well. I'll just, I usually just kill the low mid as I transition into a certain way as I transition the other DJ, and then I just start messing with the highs and lows of the highs and mids of the first track. So slowly but surely you can start, so the first track can start fading out, and then the second track would be center stage. I'll give you an example in a moment. Okay, now we're going to get ready to do the transitions, which means that I'm going to transition the first track that's playing to the second track. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly fade out the first track and allow the second track to be center stage, which means I'm pretty much going to be manipulating the EQs, the low, mids, and highs. I'm also going to be using the front fader. I know some DJs still use the crossfader for their transitions, but I'm not one of them. So I'm only going by what I use and how I was taught, as far as you know, bringing a transition one track to the other end. So what we're going to use is we're going to use two other tracks from the maestro himself, Louis Vega. We're going to use the A New Day, which is Axel Sosa's version, which is a beautiful version. But we're going to use like just a few, just like the beginning parts of it. And of course, we're going to use one of my favorite tracks from Louis Vega, which is Cosmic Witch. Also, his lovely wife, Anane, is on there. I'm not going to probably not play that long of it. Like I said, I'm trying to make sure I don't get dinged with the copyright thing. So here we go. So we're gonna play the first track. I'm gonna wait until I hear a certain beat before I start bringing in the second track. So just check it out. Gotta love this, baby. Yes. Okay. Let me see if I can figure it out.
Ay, papi, te quiero mucho.
That's how it's done. What I did was I just waited until a certain melody came on this on the first track, and then I make sure that before I did my transitions, I made sure that the second track was in time, was in beat. You know, that's one of the important things about all the three aspects. Make sure that before you bring in that second track, it has to be in time and it has to be in beat, and make sure that the RP, I'm sorry, the BPMs are exactly the same numbers. So I slowly bring in that second track, and then as I bring the second track, I just did a full can on the low mids. Then I slowly work on the low EQ. Then I slowly worked on the mid and high EQ, and I did it gradually so you can slowly hear the fade out from the first track. And as I said, and I'm gonna keep doing it until the second track is front and center, and the first track is completely faded out. I know some DJs you can slam it or drop it on the one and things like that. But if you are um, a house or techno DJ, we're the type of DJs we like to slowly bring tracks out because it gives that crowd that feel that, oh my god, here's this other track that's coming in. Oh my god, I love this jam. Oh, so it's the excitement factor, but it's a important fundamental when it comes to learning how to DJ. So I hope everybody got that. So let's recap. All right. Now we're just going to put the cherry on top and do this recap. So mainly is we went through the fundamentals of beat matching. We went through the fundamentals of we explained the process of beat matching. We explained the process of blends. We explained the process of transition. Along with that, I showed you and hope you was able to listen to the demonstrations of how you should be listening to when you're beat matching two tracks. What you're supposed to hear. You're supposed to, hope that when you listen to how two tracks supposed to blend together so it can flow as one. And also hope you were able to listen to when one track is transitioning, when you're transitioning one track to another track, you slowly bring it in the second track, and then as the second track is playing and it's time and beat with the first track, you slowly fading out the first track so the second track to be front and center. So hopefully I was able to recap and bring everything to you. So let's get ready to close out the show. Well, that's it. I've been waiting to do this video for the longest time. I do apologize for it taking me long to do it, but I want to make sure that I give it justice because as a DJ, you have to make sure that these fundamentals are presented to you correctly. Even though I gave you my take and my version of it, every DJ that you ever heard or seen play, their beat matching, their blends, their transitions are all different. I mean, I have been following DJs for many years, and not one DJ is never the same as a DJ. And this go through all. It doesn't matter what genre they play, doesn't matter their skill set. Every DJ is going to play things differently, and they're going to bring their tracks in differently. But my suggestion to you, my young, up and coming, inspiring DJs, practice. That's the key to these three fundamentals. You have to practice. Practice makes perfect. That is not a cliche. It is a statement of fact because unless you practice, you're not going to get the results as you heard here and seen here. It's important to practice. Practice does make perfect. I know I'm saying I'm being redundant, but I can't stress that enough. When I started DJing, I practiced every single day. I practiced 1, 2, 3 hours every day. I made sure that I wanted to hone in this because it's something that I wanted to learn. And also, it's something that I fell in love with. I fell in love with DJing since I was 18 years old. I'm in my 50s now. Even though I started DJing later in life, it's no excuse of learning. You learn something new every day. Might as well learn this. So that's it for me. Hope everybody was able to get everything that they should get out of it. Like I said, all the subscriptions that I explained to you earlier will be on, will be on the subscription below. Please follow me. I'm on Twitch. I have 4 shows there every month. 4 different shows there every month. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and also Twitter. All you do is just search, use Househeadspeakz to search, and you'll find me there. If you have any questions or comments, please make sure you put in on the comment section. I appreciate it. And also like, share, subscribe to the channel. I'm planning on bringing more of these, you know, when I can. So, DJs, I love you. Keep this music going. Keep practicing. Keep loving the craft. And I'll see you next one. Peace out.